I don't want to do this, but whatever you do not share this video with your grandparents. They're going to be very unhappy with me. Like if you're trying to get them to say, I like this guy named PBD, don't share this video with them. Here's why. I believe Social Security age, which is 65 right now, needs to be raised somewhere between 75 to 84 years old. And here's why, before you jump to conclusion. I cannot believe you would say something like this because I'm using the same exact formula that the great FDR used to come up with the age 65. Let me break it down for you. Do you know when FDR first came up with Social Security? At that time, they came up with this plan in 1935. The first time people took advantage of it was in 1937. The average life expectancy in 1937 was 61 years old, and people couldn't take advantage of the benefit till 65. So imagine this. So you guys gonna get Social Security. Awesome, this is so great. But guess what? You can't touch this thing till 65 years old. People die at 61. Who cares about this plan? So let's do some math. In 1937, 54,000 people got Social Security, okay? Out of 128 million people, which is 0.004% of the US population. For every one person that got Social Security, 40 people had a job. So 40 people worked to pay Social Security for one person. Bring it to today. Today, life expectancy is 78 years old. Social Security starts paying at 65. If we use the same formula as 61 on 65, that 78 should be Social Security benefits start at 84 years old because people are living longer. Now watch. Remember it was 54,000 people in 1937 that took advantage of Social Security? You know how many it is today? 74 million. Let me say it again. 74 million on 340 million people. It's no longer 0.004% of the population. It's 21% of the population. How the hell is this? If you're 18 to 40 years old right now, you should be losing your mind saying, I have to pay for this, you have to pay for this. How is that even possible? By the way, remember how I told you for every one person in 1937 that got Social Security, 40 people worked to pay for this one person? You know what it is today? For every one person that gets Social Security, it's 2.5. The responsibility is on the backs of 2.5 people to take care of this one Social Security person. That's why I said, don't share this with your grandparents. They're not going to be happy about it. We're going to talk about the story of Social Security. And I know one thing for a fact, I'm not making a lot of friends today. If you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. So watch this. If United States was a company, the amount of revenue that they get from you, me, business owners, taxpayers, corporate tax, tariff tax, everything, it brings in roughly $4.9 trillion. Look at that as an income. Of the $4.9 trillion that America brings in, you know how much of it we give towards the entitlement program? Social Security, Medicare, welfare, Section 8, all of these things that we pay for, right? Do you know what percentage of the $4.9 trillion goes to entitlement program? Somewhere between 65 to 68% that goes towards entitlement programs. What does this mean? You're not going to be able to afford this. You can watch this right now. How can we even afford this? That's like you making, let's take it as making income. You make $490,000 per year. Your parents convince you that you need to spend $300,000 of it, $330,000 of it, and help your cousin, help your aunt, help your grandma, help your brother, help your sister, help your neighbor. That's what you need to do. But mom, I'm working hard for this. Doesn't matter. You need to pay all those guys off before you take care of yourself. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. Back in the days, FDR, who was everyone's, hero on the left, FDR, what a great guy. He came out with this thing called the New Deal in 1933-ish, which was supposed to bring immediate relief, promote recovery, and pursue systemic reform of the U.S. economy. And some of those plans may have been noble at the time, but guess what happens? A small little plan like this to help some people out, the next person came and got it bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's too late. There's no going back. Matter of fact, let me give you some data here. You know why these three charts are so important? The chart that shows the red and the green. Here's what the red and the green is. The red and the green is shown from 1987 till today is total income versus total outgo. Now, this is coming from the Social Security Administration. Green is good, red is bad. Go to 2017. Do you notice that's the first time that red beats green? And then look at the way red trajectory is looking like. It's skyrocketing. It's about to be a hockey stick. When it does, what are you going to do then? Matter of fact, let's go to the lower one. Let's see how many people back in the days used to live past 85 years old. The chart we're looking at here shows from 1950 to 2060 the population. The dark blue, the navy blue, is the number of people we had above 85. The light blue is the number of people we had between 65 to 84. Light gray is 25 to 64, and dark gray is under 25 years old. Look how many people we had above 85 at 1980. Can you even see the navy blue? You can't even find it. Look how many 85-year-olds we got right now. Look how many people we had in 1950, ages 65 to 84. Look at how many we have right now. Matter of fact, let's go and just target those two categories, the 65 to 84 to 85. What's happening? You think, are we living longer? The people living past 85, are they getting bigger or smaller? And they want to start paying benefits from 65 years old? For how many years? You know, some people are going to get Social Security benefits for 35, 40 years after 65 years old. We have some people that may get it for 45, 50 years. We can't afford to do that. Remember, 1937, 54,000 got it. 40 workers for one that was getting the payment, right? That's the numbers. And life expectancy was 61, benefits started at 65. Today, benefits start 65. Hey, maybe the benefits should start at least at 75. Maybe we go to 80. Maybe the younger population sits out there and says, listen, if I'm making 60 grand a year, you're taking 10% out of my income, instead of putting in the Social Security thing, maybe just tie it to the market. I'll pay it, put it in the market, let the market grow for me. You know, right now, if somebody made 60 grand a year and we replace the Social Security, 10% comes out, goes into the stock market long term. Let's say you make an average of 10%. 10% over 40 years is $2.6 million. Then you hand them the $2.6 million, do whatever they want to do with it. But that's not what they're doing. And now the government even sometimes are coming in and dealing with Social Security because they need money. Who pays it? You and I pay for it. So this is the part, a lot of time people are like, so how is it funded? Let me explain to you how it's funded. If you're a W-2 employee, you're not a self-employed independent contractor. A W-2 employee, of your income, whatever income you make up to $168,600 as of 2024, 6.2% of your income goes to Social Security. So if you make $200,000, roughly $25,000 goes into Social Security. But this is the kicker. You would think, well, the money that I pay goes into a separate account for me, right? No, that's not what happens. What happens to it? That money goes to pay to the current beneficiaries. What do you mean? So you mean like if I go to a bank and open up a checking account, I get a number and that's for me. They don't do that? No, they don't do that. So you're telling me like if I go open up an E-Trade account or if I go to open up a mutual fund with Vanguard, Transamerica, or American funds, I get an account number, that money's mine, I can see what's going to it. Yes. So what do they do with that money? I just told you, remember it was 40 to 1? Now it's 2.5 to 1? You're welcome. You're taking care of current beneficiaries. Your money is going directly to them, not in an account for you. How you feel about it? You a little bit upset? You should be, because that's kind of how it's set up right now. That's why I'm saying let's forget about this thing for people under 50 years old and just say, go and pay the other guys. Let me do my own thing. Leave me alone. Stop taxing me on something like this. And no one's talking about this. Do you know why no one's talking about Social Security and how it works? Do you know why? Because whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or a libertarian that wants to get reelected, they know you talk about this, there's no way you're getting elected, because all they're thinking about is, I need the boomer vote. I need the senior vote. I need the Gen X vote. I need the Gen Z vote. That's all they're thinking about. But this is horrible for the country the way we're going. So here's the crazy part about this whole thing. When they're talking about when it's going to be solvent, right? By 2034, 2035, the money's going to run out. But they're saying even then, payroll tax would still cover about 75% of the benefits. So they're asking, how are we going to make up for that 25%? What do we do with that? So let me just kind of give you one of the ways they're going to do it. 65, 85, 20 years. 25% is what? Start the benefits 5 years later, 70 years old. That's one option. No one's going to vote for that. Don't worry, because they're all scared. None of them are going to do that, okay? So what are they going to do instead? Instead of losing that vote, they're going to come and find the money from you. You're so nice. You don't mind paying more taxes. You're a sweetheart. You're noble. You're giving. You're charitable. You don't care about your family as much as you care about other people. You want to take care of everybody else first. When you're on a plane and they tell you first put the mask on you instead of everybody else, you never do that. You always put the mask on everybody else first. You said, no, let me put my mask on you, sir, and you, and you, and you, and you die. That's the right way. I mean, that's what they're telling you to do with Social Security. You shouldn't put the mask on yourself. Don't take care of yourself first. Take care of everybody else first, even if it means you go through a divorce, even if it means you lose everything. It's okay. Who cares? It's not a big deal. You should be noble and charitable. That's what they're telling you. Interpretation. I don't mean to upset you. And by the way, if we went from 40 workers to 1 to 2.5 to 1, what do you think is going to be in the next 25 years? If you're watching this, you're 20 years old. What are you in 25 years old? Only 45. What do you think is going to be in 2060? 1.5 to 1? And then they got to make, so what world are we living? What do you think is going to take place then? This is coming to a city near you. This should concern you, millennials and Gen Zs. You should be concerned about this, and you should talk about this louder than me. I shouldn't be just a loud one here. Like I said to you, I said, don't share this with your grandparents. Do so. So let's just say you did. Grandma, grandpa, can I ask you a question? Tell me if this is fair. You got grandkids. You got kids. You may have great grandkids. Do you think it's fair for them to get this entire burden? Now, you may say, do you think it's fair for me to not get the benefits that I paid into it all these years? No. Here's all I'm asking. If somebody is under 55 years old, they get to agree to stop. I don't want benefits. I don't want any benefits. We find a way to fund the ones that are left. Moving forward, the money is going directly in their accounts. This entire situation that they have to pay for everybody, it's absolutely ridiculous. We are financing everybody's future, millennials and Gen X's. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? If I were to take right now the wealth in America, 50% of America's wealth is held by baby boomers. Are we supposed to do this? Isn't the job of a generation to make the country better for the next generation? Is that what boomers did? I don't know. All I'm saying is this is something we ought to be talking about. And most politicians don't want to do because they're all afraid. They're frightened. They're frightened because they won't get more capital. They won't be able to raise more money. They won't get reelected. They're going to have to go compete in the free market. And they're sitting there saying, we can't do anything with Social Security, but we have to. I think we only have a few different options. Number one, raise when the benefits begin to 75 years old. Not a popular one, but raise when we're living longer. 2, lower the amount of money that's being paid out. 3, figure out a way to allow the guys that are under 50 years old to say, I don't want to do it. I want the money to be put in an account that I can touch. Why are you taking this money away and giving it to somebody else? It's not even going into my account. I should be able to question some of these things. Again, those are my ideas. If you're watching this right now saying, Pat, I think you got this wrong. I think you got that. I think it's selfish. I think it's that. Send me Manek. This is my QR code for my Manek handle. Send me any questions you may have. I want to hear from you, but I want to hear your ideas. But if you're somebody that's part of Millennial Gen X, share this with your grandparents and say, Grandma, Grandpa, what do you think about what PBD has to say? I actually want to hear what your grandparents, what boomers are going to say about today's video. Just be nice, be respectful, but I'll respond back to anybody that connects me directly because I want to hear what boomers have to say about today's video. If you got value out of this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you've not seen the video we did on actual welfare, if I'm not mistaken, welfare crisis, click here to watch the video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.